Welcome to our virtual service from St Matthew's Anglican Church in Albury, serving our community for the last 170 years. It does seem like quite a long time, unless we acknowledge the presence of our Indigenous brothers and sisters who populated this part of the Murray, one of the most highly populated parts of this region. The place where I'm standing is now called Noriel Park. Since 1919, named in honour of the men of the Albury Regiment who served overseas. They're remembering the great Battle of Noriel in France in 1917, when against tremendous odds, the Albury Battery held the line, also a great cost of life. And so this week, remembering Remembrance Day, the horrors of war, and also NAIDOC Week, remembering the issues concerning our Indigenous neighbours and brothers and sisters, the justice, recognition, and even within our own constitution that we're still waiting for. And so as we remember reaching out to the downcast, supporting the weak, honouring the afflicted, we also remember the great challenge to be broken and poured out for others. And may God bless us and our whole community as we do so. Here we are with Hedda, of course member of St Matthew's, and I must say the very much loved daughter of Auntie Nancy Rook, and member of our congregation, and Wiradjuri elder, and yes, so it's lovely to have you, and
Thank
also
you.
being down by the mighty Murray River. There we are.
Thank you. Thank you.
And during this period, we're thinking about, well, this week was going to be NAIDOC, wasn't it?
It was going to be NAIDOC.
And we always have a service at St Matthew's kicking off NAIDOC week,
Yeah.
and there are so many issues at the moment that we should be concerned about, and thinking about Indigenous recognition, about I suppose, discrimination generally,
Yeah.
the cost of that in our community, and things for us very much on the to-do list, aren't there?
There's a lot of things that we need to be gentle with each other and kind with each other and think of others.
Yeah, thank you. And so I thought that at the beginning of our service today would be really great to have a Welcome to Country by Liz Hetter, and down here by the mighty Murray River. And I always used to remember with Auntie Nancy that she used to say about the Murray, it was a place of meeting and connection rather than division, wasn't it?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Would you like to give us a welcome to country?
Okay,
Thank you.
I'd like to first acknowledge the Wiradjuri people on the land that we're standing on. I'd like to pay my respects to all elders, all our leaders, past, present, and our future leaders. As a Wiradjuri woman and being given this blessing, it's important that we recognise and we work in a reconciliative way to bridge the borders and make peace and happiness and work together to support people who are less fortunate or have had adversities, and that we travel together.
Beautiful.
And welcome to Wiradjuri country.
Thank you so much. And one of the things we're doing this week also is we've just been speaking about all the bridges that need to be built as well, and also to introduce Indigenous scholarship as well, music scholarship as part of St Matthew's Music Association for Country Kids too. And so in so many ways building bridges, looking for the future, and also building a world of greater justice and compassion and opportunity.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
so
music is a form of storytelling,
it certainly
and
is.
it allows people who can't say what they want to say to express that through music.
Yeah, so certainly will be, it's part of our tradition at St Matthew's to say it with music and say it with compassion, say it with love. And so at a time of lockdown, to open up and let the world sing. Thanks.
Great, thank you.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's dew fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where his feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day. Morning has broken like the first morning, blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word.
And how wonderful it is to be welcoming Reverend Emily Payne here, of course, with the Bishop. And after having seen her on our live stream service before, just with Katie's farewell, how lovely it is to see you now. Thank you
There
very
we go,
much.
lovely.
There you go.
Good morning, lovely to see you.
And lovely to welcome her. Isn't it wonderful to have you here?
Thank you,
Thank
Peter.
you. Thank you. It's turned on.
Okay.
That's right. And we're just talking about having a caring clear out, and for St Matthew's Op Shop, Retro Lane Op Shop. And when a lot of people have been either putting on weight or taking weight off, haven't they, in this period?
I've taken a lot off.
There we are, skite. I've put it on. Awful.
Okay.
But so having a caring clear out, and either you have one or Michelle will have one for you.
Yes, no, it's already ready to go.
Yes.
So we've got to just get to Albury.
And so, leading by example. So, thank you, Bishop Clarence, for helping at St Matthew's Opshop, and also on behalf of all the people that we help as well, people who are homeless or people who are, I'd say, down but not out.
Yeah, sure.
So, thank you very much, and it might inspire the rest of us to look through those things that we might repurpose and give to. Yes, that's right.
And I'm sure you're going to get a good bargain on it.
Absolutely. There we go.
yeah.
There we are. We might. That's right. The Episcopal suit. Wow.
Never worn some of it.
Never worn. It's more important if it has been worn. It's like a relic.
Yes, no, there's
It's a
two
relic.
that has been, yeah.
Yes, I once actually stole the primate's piece of toast, and I was going to auction it for the River Inn, the church fund.
Okay,
Yes.
there we go.
So there we are. So they're also like a relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Like Moses' robe or something. Fantastic. Well,
lovely.
thank you very much indeed.
Excellent.
Thank you. Behind every great man is a surprise woman.
I say so.
and it's lovely to have Michelle Bester here, of course, Bishop Clarence's wife, or is he your husband?
I'm his keeper.
His keeper. And thank you very much for being involved in our virtual service as well at St Matthew's.
You're absolutely welcome. I enjoy your services.
Well, it's been wonderful for us to get to know you a bit better too, because because St Matthew's is being closed, but also so many of people in our community, where there might be doctors, nurses, there might be working in the fire department,
Yes.
paramedics or farmers or even politicians, they're unable to come to St Matthew's Church building all the time, but nevertheless we're part of the same community.
We are.
And so we're looking forward to welcome you as well. Because I think perhaps the first Sunday of Advent, that's what we're looking at. That's right, and so say all of us. And so thank you very much again, and also for your support. And I think, as Bishop Clarence said this morning, the ministries that transform humility, simplicity, and hospitality.
And hospitality,
There we are.
that's
That's it.
H. No?
That would. We remembered though. We got it together. That's right. Exactly. It'll be tested on the way home in the car probably.
Yes,
That's
probably.
right. But anyway, it's lovely to have you as part of our service as well, and may God
Absolutely.
bless you and your family as
Thank
well.
you. Thank you.
for being
And
being such a good sport.
Yes, always.
Thank you. It's wonderful to have Justin Clancy here, and of course representing the Catholic parish up the road, but also everyone in this locality.
community of Albury.
Absolutely, and that is one of the wonderful things in your words really about all that we share together is marvellous, and reflecting on the psalm as well, and thinking how difficult it has been in this COVID period, but all the more important to reach out together in faith. So thank you very much, Justin. I know you've had the most challenging period as you've begun your parliamentary career. I mean, you've had the whole lot, haven't you?
We have, but the beautiful thing is really because what we're talking about today was the importance of the community as well.
Yes,
So,
no, well, and you certainly run with those themes. And also, thank you for reminding everyone that about Father Kevin as well.
Yep, got that on.
That's right. Thank you very much. Exactly. I know I wear it always with great pride, love, and affection. So thank you very much again for all that you're doing.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you. Well, now, the first day I arrived at St Matthew's, Father Bill and Rowena were there.
Yeah.
That's right. And they're still around, and now they've been going up to St Mark's, of course. And I know you've been helping out all around the place as you normally do.
Yeah, well, we know a lot of people here.
And they know you, and from
Yeah.
Corowa, of course, as well.
Yeah. Well, there's half the congregation sometimes is from Riverina anyhow.
Isn't it wonderful? So we're really a great fellowship, and I must say your ministry of friendliness as well. And the thing I loved about the Gins is that when I arrived, they could have said, that young bloke doesn't know the faintest idea about what he's doing. They could have said that, but they didn't. So thank you very much again for your assistance. And for Emily Payne, who's just been inducted here, it's great to have people around also to support her, isn't it?
This is not necessarily going to be. Anyhow, we possibly won't be here for much longer.
No, but of course you're around now, and I think that's the important thing.
Yeah,
I think
well,
people
we've
never forget
introduced ourselves to
exactly,
her.
and having a great beginning and welcoming her. I think
yeah.
when so many people can't. So thank you very much, Father Bill, and for Rowena as well.
Yeah, she's busy
chatting. Of course she is. Of course she is. And what a great ministry that is. Thanks a lot, Father Bill. Oh, there we are. Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It's a Matthews Retro Lane Op Shop, and Lynn Schuberg was here when the bishop turned up. Is that right?
Yes, he called in on Monday and donated some bags of clothing, and which was lovely. Yes, it was good to catch up with him.
Yes, lovely to see him
briefly.
too. That's right. And I know he was saying that he's going to be coming up here for the first Sunday of Advent as well.
Oh, wonderful.
When St Matthew's Church will be reopening.
Hey!
Isn't that great? But all this time that St Matthew's Church building has been closed, the ministry of St Matthew's and our mission to homeless people in the whole community has been open through this wonderful op shop. Isn't
Yes,
that right?
yes, definitely.
And
yes.
our op shop would be nothing without our volunteers.
No, exactly. And we have some wonderful customers. There was a lovely couple yesterday who donated $100 out of the goodness of their heart.
Goodness me.
Oh, yes, it was.
The goodness of their heart.
Oh, it was just terrific.
Isn't
yes.
that wonderful?
Yeah.
How kind that is. And,
It
and
is.
people have been having a caring clear out as well.
Yes, yes, lots of people donating things, and yes, been
Yes.
keeping us very busy.
Yes, and at this time when we're thinking about Remembrance Sunday and also for NAIDOC week as well, that we think about all those people who might be old and in difficulty, and perhaps many ex-service people and their families.
That's right. Yes.
And also members of our Indigenous community who regularly were able to help through St Matthew's op
exactly.
shop. So
Yes, so-
that's really very good. So thank you very much for being the front line.
Right.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
Of the goodness and kindness that our community expresses. And thank you to our many volunteers.
Yes, they've been wonderful.
They
Yep.
certainly are. And a very Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Well, here we are in St Matthew's Retro Lane Op Shop, all decked out, looking forward to Christmas. But of course this week we are thinking about NAIDOC and also for Armistice Day, aren't we, for Remembrance Day. And been thinking how important it is to pursue the themes of peace, but also remembering that many of us have served as well. And people who have served in various ways pop up in all sorts of exciting places, including our op shop. And hello, Erica. There we are.
Hello.
Erica, can you tell me, so what was your experience? You served in the forces, is that right?
Yes, I served with the Navy as a Ran Writer.
Yes?
Worked my way through to leading Ran Writer, and then I retired on marriage.
Yes?
And I'm now with the ex-services group here in Albury,
Yeah.
member of St Matthew's, and I'll help with their op shop.
How wonderful, Erica. And I know that, were you born in Albury?
No, I was born in Germany.
Yeah.
Parents emigrated here, a Russian mother, Polish father,
Yes.
and this was our hometown,
Wow.
and I've come back here to live.
What an interesting background you have. And you know, I've seen you so many times for years, and I had no idea. So it's really lovely. And so people who are part of St Matthew's, even though we've seen each other in church so often, I've known when you've been sitting, but I've no idea where you've been. But now I know much more about you. And how interesting. Well, lovely to have you here, and thank you so much for being a volunteer just when we really needed you. And also for your many friends at St Matthew's as well. It's so lovely to catch up with you again. And so thank you today that you're going to be bringing us a reading a little bit later on. Thanks so much. Thank you.
A psalm for Remembrance Day, Psalm 121. I look up to the mountains. Does my help come from there? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. He will not let you stumble. The one who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel never slumbers or sleeps. The Lord himself watches over you. The Lord stands beside you as your protective shade. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord keeps you from all harm and watches over your life. The Lord keeps watch over you as you come and go, both now and forever. Amen.
Thank you so much, Erica. And you said that originally, what were you christened?
I was christened Irena Spiriduke.
Wow. And of course, which comes from a root name actually meaning peace. Irena means peace. So for Remembrance Day, how lovely to have you being a person of peace and being in the heart of Albury. And thank you so much for your friendship and all that you are to us. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
So here we are in Mama the Murray Arts, is that right?
Yeah, Murray Art Museum, Albury.
Yes. And who are you?
I'm Michael Moran. I'm the curator here at Mama.
Now I've been madly looking around for themes that might express some themes for NAIDOC. And you know, in the world of art, you find almost everything, can't you? Really. And I'm so pleased that as I've been wandering around in the new exhibition, that there's also a piece, an Indigenous piece across there.
Yeah, quite a few. There's 4 really wonderful First Nations artists in this show. Archie Moore from Kamilaroi Man from up in Brisbane. There is Rita Wemberg, who lives just up in Lavington, who's a Bundjalung woman. Nicole Forshu, a Wiradjuri woman, and Dale Harding, whose work is just here, which I was just talking to you about, is quite remarkable. These beautiful works where Dale does a lot of different types of things, but these works he actually kind of partially ingests, not quite ingests, but the beautiful colour in these works comes from xanthorrhea resin that Dale spits onto the glass, so he uses his own breath, and does a lot of works that require his body to be very, very present in the work.
Being very, very present, I think, has been a great challenge for artists in this virtual period.
Yeah, well,
Right?
and for Dale, you know, absolutely. He's somebody who, well, like I said, he's in Brisbane, so he can't come to Albury at the moment, or he probably won't get back into Brisbane. But he's very, very keen. He's been here once before for a show a couple of years ago that he had a small work in. But he's very keen to get back during the course of this show because he wants to essentially breathe a new work onto our windows here. So we're hoping that that's going to be possible. And this work, as beautiful as it is as a completed work, would have a new component on some of the windows where Dale will be very, very present, very physically.
Breathing in your work sounds very hopeful, particularly at the time of an American election.
Oh yeah, yes. Time of tumult and uncertainty.
Yes, that's right. And also at the time of Armistice Day, you might think about all the war artists as well. But also remembering that Australia has its own, perhaps rather not nearly enough told stories about conflict and I think unresolved peace and justice issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and Rita Wemberg, who I mentioned before, who has a beautiful, beautiful painting just over in the Ramsey Galleries, was actually a member of the Stolen Generation and Generations. And her stunning work is, you know, she really works on these paintings as a way of bringing herself some joy and contending with her very real, very lived trauma. And those are stories that we know more of now, but are still very much buried within the Australian psyche. So
Well, hopefully artists and also Murray Arts Museum, is it right?
yeah, Albury.
Albury, will help to enable those stories to be told, and also for us to be able to process some of those issues as a nation. So thank you very much also, because I'm really aware that our local art gallery has continually enabled Indigenous voices and Indigenous themes to be heard and seen and felt, and also community conversation about those really important themes. So thank you for all you're doing in the social contract, which is part of the artistic opportunity of Albury. So thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Father Peter.
Thank you, thank you. So about to look at this work by Archie Moore, speaking about the 3 C's: colonialism, Christianity and capitalism. So we're thinking about unresolved justice issues, legacy of our own traditions, and the challenge as well. So this red light piece, so familiar in Christian architecture, but here thinking about the cost and the sacrifice and the suffering. And so we have a Bible on a lectern. Think about the way that religious ideas have been used to limit, but of course the opportunity that religious ideas could also be used to liberate, to heal, and to raise up. And that's the challenge which is before us.
Patiently for him, and he shall give thee thy heart's desires. Oh, rest in the Lord, wait patiently for him, and he shall give thee thy heart's desires, and he shall give thee thy heart's desires. Commit thy way unto him, and trust in him. Commit thy way unto him, and trust in him, and fret not thyself because of evildoers. Oh, rest in the Lord, wait patiently for him, wait patiently for him. Oh, rest in the Lord, wait patiently rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him.
Here we are at St Matthew's, and with Major Graham Doxey, and of course he's been on our council for how many years?
This is my 9th year.
Wow. And with the RSL?
Probably about 10 now.
That's right. And also as a married man with probably one of the most outstanding police superintendents that Albury's ever seen, really, Beth Doxey now.
Yep, that's
Yes,
female.
That's right.
Lovely.
That's right, yes.
Very lucky man.
That's right. Well, I think you're a great pair, really.
Yes, we are.
And so you certainly represent the best of Albury. And during this time of lockdown, we're just looking at the Remembrance Day service, which is very challenging, isn't it, really?
Yes, at the same time we're worrying about how we can organise the plaques at the War Memorial, open that up.
So what's been happening with the War Memorial in this time of lockdown?
We've still been functioning up there. I'm up there every couple of days having a look.
Really?
We've got the plaques being installed at the moment
It's
up
been
there.
renovated, is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
$1.35 million.
Wow.
Yes, beautiful.
Wow, isn't
People
that
of
great?
Albury should be very, very proud.
So when we've got a chance going up to the memorial and up to the monument and having a look at that?
It's a nice time to be up there in the evening with the lights on.
Yeah.
And look down on our beautiful city.
Yeah.
And just appreciate. Our memorial was the first one in Australia to be illuminated at night.
Really?
Yeah, it's a marvellous memorial.
Well, it's certainly a great icon of Albury too, isn't
absolutely.
it? Really, it's
one of our greatest tourist attractions.
Great to be proud of, and thank you so much for all you continue to do.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love every day in Albury.
Well, on behalf of the community, it's really great to have you as part of it, and also now planning the Remembrance Day service as well.
Yes, Wednesday the 11th of November.
So many things we can't do, but so many things are still happening.
Yes, it's unfortunately it's a invitation-only service.
Yep.
But we're doing a service.
Certainly. Well, so we'll all be remembering, of course, and as I say, lest we forget.
Lest we forget.
Thank you.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget.
Monument Hill. The monument, first built in 1925, commemorating the fallen and restored in this year, in 2020. High above Albury and seen from vantage points all over the city. Lest we forget. The NAIDOC and Remembrance Day reading is taken from the first verse of the 5th chapter of the Gospel according to St. Matthew. The wisdom of one who laid down his life for others. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." For the word of God in Scripture, for the word of God among us, for the word of God within us. Thanks be to God. And for those of us who are unable to scale the heights up onto Monument Hill, might just like to have a short look at the restored monument, memorial to the fallen. The planted pines, and the individual monuments to those who have served and fallen in the various fields of battle. This wonderful memorial crowning Monument Hill, looking straight down Dean Street up towards the railway station. And this monument, in honour of all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people who have served their country in all wars and in peace. Lest we forget. it's really good to have Simon Williams here.
Yep.
And Simon Williams, of course, is part of our Indigenous community, is that right?
Yes.
Where are you from originally?
Wilcannia.
Wilcannia, great town, isn't it?
Awesome little town.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that being in here at Adamshurst, that we've had, I remember Auntie Nancy Rook used to come here, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, great person, and she's just talking about sharing love and also knowledge of the land and welcoming people and all that, you know, just tremendous, you know. So, and I must say, it's really great to have you here, Simon, working on our garden here at St Matthew. No, it's not St Matthew's. What am I talking about? Where am I?
Adamshurst.
Thank you. So I don't even know where I am. Thank you very much. You see, you do. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, he'll get to it.
I'll get to it eventually. That's right. And Simon's also he's had this amazing eye for these hedges here. You know, probably 100 years old. And he cuts through them. It's just amazing in terms of the technical skill. And I know whether you've been born with it or you've
I just
acquired
try
it.
my best to do things.
Well, I mean, that really works.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's great to have you here and we're really proud to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing a great job. Really grateful. Hey. Lovely to have Liz Hetta here. I know I was speaking with Dean, your son, a bit earlier, and we were just remembering your own mother, Auntie Nancy Rook, who's so much still beloved in our community. And we remember her being part of St Matthew's for so many years and speaking on so many occasions in this wonderful church.
Yes.
Yes, and I know how very proud she would be of you.
Thank you.
And so it's lovely this year for you to lead us with a prayer as we're remembering Remembrance Day, but also NAIDOC Week.
Yes.
And lead us in prayer, and a prayer that Auntie Nancy wrote herself.
Certainly.
Yeah.
So, and it's an Indigenous prayer from my mother, Auntie Nancy Rook. Thank you for this day as I walk through this land. Let me be kind to those who are not as fortunate as me. May the spirit of the land always be there. Amen.
Thank you so much. That's beautiful. Thank you. God bless you. NAIDOC, of course, has been changed, hasn't it? Because it's been moved.
Yes, because COVID and people not being able to participate in NAIDOC, they moved it to the 8th of November and closing on the 15th of November. The theme for this year is always was, always will be. So interpret it as people decide, you know, what does it really mean to people and individuals. It could be about the land, could be about the people. This year, Albury Wodonga, we've decided to put on a virtual show and we wanted people to be able to participate. So we're having a Welcome to Country live streamed on Sunday the 8th. And that'll be live streamed through Wodonga Council. We'll also be live streaming a closing ceremony on the 15th at 10:30 in QE2 Square. But because of the restrictions, we can't invite people, so we ask you to live stream that event get onto the...
We'll be there.
Come through the stream. And this year, because we wanted everyone to have an opportunity to see what we were doing this year through NAIDOC, we have chosen local artists to submit paintings, and these are going to be projected as a movie into shop fronts and buildings in Albury and in Wodonga. So they'll be, I'll have to read out, sorry. In Albury, it'll be at 551 Dean Street, Mama's Screen in QE2 Square, and the Retro Lane Cafe. So from 5 o'clock till 10 p.m, you can walk by at your own leisure and see this beautiful artwork that's been done and the movie that goes with it.
Thank you so much.
And in Wodonga, it's at the corner of Stanley Street and High Street. the community college in South Street, and the Cube Cafe in Hubble Street.
Well, thank you so much, Liz. And I know in these very challenging times,
Yes.
Thank you for also just being there and still waving the flag for care, compassion, and as your mum has always said, I think you always said as well, is that if you look after the
Land and waters, the land and water will look after you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for helping look after us as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You see, there should be a warning on this package, shouldn't there, really?
You really should.
That's right. And so Barb there, that's right. Barbara Hoodless.
Yes.
And Leanne Kohler. And they're getting together because it's starting to look a lot like Christmas. Is that a song?
Yes, the time has come.
The
Yes,
time
yeah.
has come. And even though this is a COVID period and things have been very tough, there are some things that we just need to reach out to the future, don't we? You know?
We do. We have to do some of the things we've always done the best we can for those who are in need, especially with Leanne's help.
Yeah, there we are, Leanne.
I don't know.
Look there we are. Look at this way. You see the camera is that way, Leanne. You see that way? Look at that way there. Look over that way. Santa's coming, see? And Leanne has been part of St Matthew's for years.
Yes.
And also you've done a great deal in the community, thinking about raising people's awareness about mental health, about suicide survivors as well and their families, and just the impact of all that, as well as valuing every single person and the opportunity.
And we love to have her on board because
That's
she's
right.
an inspiration.
She's not just on board, she's paddling, I can tell you. She's absolutely paddling, is that right? She's like turbocharged Christmas. And what she does also is getting all those toys together for people in need, and so there's an outreach across the whole community with those through people who are just doing it tough. They might be homeless, they might be Indigenous, or there might be refugee families. In fact, it doesn't matter what political party, they might even be Americans. Yeah. What political party they belong to. It was Christmas is good news for all people.
Yes.
And because of people like you, Leanne, and you, Barbara, they were able to make that a reality. So again, we're all on the singing for the same carol sheet. Is that right?
That's right.
So looking forward to for Christmas and all that it holds, and it's because of the human faces of those who really care, who are able to reach out to those who really need.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's really special to
Now
see
we'll
you.
get down to business.
That's right, down to business and away from this camera. So this is St Matthew's at the races. Kay Kennedy, who's been running our office for all year. And so tell me, I know you don't spend much time at the races because you're so busy at St Matthew's office.
That's
But
right.
how did you go today?
I did very well. I backed the winner.
You backed the winner. There, we're always backing your winner. Yeah, well done, Miss Bossy, Kay Kennedy. Normally I know you're too busy doing other things, organising things,
Organising you.
Yeah, and manning the phones, exactly, or personing the phones. But isn't it lovely that when you do have a moment to have a bit of a break, you put your money where it should go? Not a whole lot, I believe.
No, that's right.
How much did you put on?
$1 each way.
That's right.
The last of the big spenders.
That's right. Well, congratulations. And because this is a time when we're sharing good news, after all, we do share the bad stuff as well, don't we, when it comes along? It's just lovely to have a bit of fun along the way, and also see people from a distance, of course.
That's right.
And make the most of every opportunity. Lovely to see you, Kay, and God bless you. God bless the horse.
Oh, that's right.
Welcome to the Melbourne Cup in Albury, folks.
Yeah.
That's right. And this is normally sometimes it's St Matthew's in the church, sometimes St Matthew's in the market. This is St Matthew's at the Cup. That's right.
I reckon they're available for sale.
I don't know for sale now, but I wouldn't mind putting a bet on them.
They're going cheap today.
They're going cheap. Oh, actually, no, they're never cheap, to be quite frank. No. Always a bargain, but never cheap. Is that right? Always a bargain, but never cheap.
Absolutely, but our Miss Boss is here
And Kate Kennedy, who's normally running the office. Is that right?
That's right.
It's lovely to see you in that, in a hat. That's right. Or in that get-up, is that right?
What's that?
In that get-up.
My get-up,
That's right. Fantastic. So lovely to see you here, and know that St Matthew's not all hard work, you know. It's not, but it's all about connecting people, and it's lovely to see you having a great time. And any tips?
Number 13, the chosen one.
The chosen one. There you go. Lovely. Okay. Well, and good luck, everyone.
Very elegant.
That's right. You know what they say? And what do they say? As Nelson Mandela said, what is that? A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. There you go.
All right.
There you go. It's wonderful to have Kathy McGowan here in the midst of Albury, launching her book, and which is, what's it called?
It's called Kathy McGowan Goes to Canberra.
Goes to Canberra, and we'll all remember the day that she, of course, came to St Matthew's, and you shared the pulpit actually with Tim Fisher.
I did.
On that day.
Yeah, it was great.
And
Thank you for the opportunity.
Well, thinking about the journey, about standing up for values, standing up and being counted, and also for the day that you were disinvited for the Mary MacKillop oration, you also came to the pulpit at St Matthew's
That was
too.
Lent.
It was Lent. It was wonderful and never to be forgotten.
And thank you for the witness you and your congregation give in our community. It just makes such a difference to have you there.
Thank you for
every Sunday being there and speaking up for justice and community.
Well, as you say, it's standing up and trying to be our best selves.
That's right. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. Well, our friends turn up just everywhere. And St Matthew's, this is actually St Matthew's at the market. That's what it is. Jim and Mari Lee, there we are. People are well known at St Matthew's and from St Matthew's Village as well.
Of course.
Yes. And also being a local artist. And people will recognise if you've ever received a card from St Matthew's Pastoral Care, and with a beautiful image of St Matthew's, either outside or inside, some of the really great landmarks of Albury as well, and as well as the book. What's your book?
I've got the book.
Where's the book? Where's the
Book's
book?
down there.
The book. Beware, old age ahead. And also, I remember that on so many occasions you have all these innovations about, for instance, remember you used to have all those dinners and get-togethers for people to introduce each other to each other. Get to know each other. So that's right, and that's so in the spirit of the moment at the moment, really. So, and this is exactly what this is about. So, can you tell us where were you born?
In Albury.
In Albury. Whereabouts?
At the Roxby Private Hospital behind Soden's Hotel.
Is that right? Isn't that fantastic? Soden's, that famous place where so many Melbourne Cup winners were stabled.
That's correct. No, yes, that's right.
You're a bit of a winner yourself, of course. I know for many years you were also on the board of the commercial park.
That's correct.
What were you doing before that?
On the board of the hospital.
Oh, there you go. And where did you meet Jim?
Where?
Yeah.
Through Young Anglicans. He was a Wodonga Young Anglican and I was an Albury Young
Across the border?
All the YAs.
Oh, the YAs. There we are. Yeah. And where were you married?
At St Luke's in Wodonga.
Oh, there we are. Oh,
a
sorry.
beautiful little stone church that's now gone.
Oh, there you go. Well, I must say it's lovely to have you at St Matthew's. And also thank you for all those marvellous ideas you had throughout the years and still going on, I must say. And so thank you for being part of this way of people being connected as well through our virtual service. So great to see you, Murray, and Jim as well. And also for all your work at St Matthew's Village, also keeping people connected and keeping an eye on things. I know you live just at the, almost you're like at the start of it, aren't you? The beginning of it?
We're the century.
You're the century, exactly. You're doing a great job. So lovely to see you. And I would say thank you for just being you. How's that?
Thank you, Peter. And hello to everybody at St Matthew's. We miss you all.
Ah, lovely. Thank you. So, another view of St Matthew's from the council offices. It's lovely to see that wonderful spire. It was built by Morris Chick, and we're standing at the moment up in the council offices, up in Kiwi Street, also built by Morris Chick, and lovely to think that the Chick family is still involved in the life of St Matthew's, and here with the church wardens, with Victoria Chick and with Mark Carden, thinking about the future of St Matthew's and our partnership in the Kuritu Square.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our service this morning. Our theme this week has been NAIDOC Week and Remembrance Day on Wednesday. A wonderful welcome by Father Peter and then a welcome to the country with Liz Hetter. Elspeth did a wonderful job with Morning Has Broken, one of my favourite pieces, sang at our wedding 46 years ago. Reverend Emily's induction at Northern Albury last Saturday saw many familiar faces, and it was lovely to see the Bishop and Michelle, Justin Clancy representing Sacred Heart Church, and Father Bill Gins. Thank you, John Scott and Malcolm, for the beautiful hymn, Christ His Glory Fills the Skies. The reading of the psalm was done by Erica Bates, who served in the Navy. Father Peter caught up with her in Lynchburg in the op shop. Great clips of Mama, Albury's Art Museum, for those of you watching from afar, and speaking with Michael, the curator. Our anthem this morning was O Rest in the Lord with John Scott and Malcolm Halford. As we remember on Wednesday, Graham Doxey spoke for all, and we silently thank those many men and women who sacrificed so much. This was followed beautifully with O Nearer, My God, to Thee. Father Peter did the reading at the monument, which has now been so handsomely restored, and Greg Brown from Opera Australia teamed with John Scott. A quick glimpse at Adamshurst as Simon tends to those wonderful hedges that are over 100 years old. Thank goodness for his great eye in getting them all so straight. Thank you, Liz Hetter, for reading the prayer read by your mum, Auntie Nancy, and speaking for NAIDOC this week. Leanne Kohler and Barbara Hoodless were busy planning Christmas hampers and toys for those needing help. I've often warned about Father Peter and his phone, and there we all were taken off guard at the Albury Club's Melbourne Cup celebration. I think Miss Bossy was the only one with the real win. Congratulations, Kathy McGowan, on the launch of your book, Kathy Goes to Canberra, and thank you, Jim and Mari Lee, for your great support of St Matthew's. As I said, Father Peter appears in many, many places, and there's a great view from the council chambers this week, highlighting St Matthew's and the spire. We seem to be finally coming out of lockdown, and while the gates are still locked at the church, we're starting the spring cleaning to open on the first Sunday of Advent, which is November the 29th. We have no idea at this stage what numbers can be allowed in the church for the service, but we'll keep the website up to date. More importantly, you should seriously start thinking about what sort of appropriate pyjamas you're going to wear to the first service. If you're like me and you've probably watched the services for the last 6 months in your pyjamas, you'll have to think carefully about what you're going to wear to the first service opening up in the church. Please continue to support St Matthew's Ministry by direct depositing into St Matthew's account, and the details are on the website. Stay safe, everyone.